Good evening, and tonight we're talking about that generational thing that affects all businesses, and especially small businesses just getting started, like all of us in our group tonight are facing. I was amazed year before last when I started working on this subject matter about how eye-opening it was for me on the effects that being aware and savvy with generational issues can make such a major difference in your business just right away. So looking forward to sharing this information with you guys. I did do a lot of the information received that we're using tonight did come from AI, and I certainly appreciate that. Just wanted to share that with you. My name is Steve Carver. I'm in Dunn, North Carolina. My presentation number 1260. I'm not a lawyer or a CPA or any other type professional. I'm just an old fellow that's been in business for a long time, about 12 different types of businesses all through the years and still counting, and certainly do appreciate the opportunity to share experiences and advice with you. Always my advice is get a second and even a third opinion on issues before you make a serious decision about your business or your financial security. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. There's a lot of folks out here that will help you. And the small business centers is a good place to go find good professional advice. We're sponsored tonight by the Small Business Center at James Brunt Community College in Kenansville, and the actual business center is located over in Warsaw. Just a really fine building, a really great opportunity called the Westport Center. That's where you can find Joey Wynn, the director of the center, and she's waiting there for you to set up an appointment to have a chit chat. She is wonderful and has a lot of resources to share free of charge. So I encourage you to be in touch with your small business center. If you haven't had opportunity to meet with the persons near you at your college, and you would like for me to help you get that set up, just let me know. Send me an email or go over and chat and let me know what town you're in, and I'll be glad to make the arrangements for you. Make sure you give me your email address and your full name and your city when you sign in and chat. I'd appreciate that. Here's Joey and Lynn. This was last fall. They had a pop-up event over in Kenansville. I was able to join them. Lynn Murphy on the left and Joey Wynn on the right. And that's ugly old Steve in the middle there. Would like to give Joey a plug here. She's an author writing children's books. She has her first one out called The Firefly Trail. If you'd have an interest in checking it, it is advertised at Amazon, and I'd like to see Joey go forward with her authorship and her career. This Thursday night, we are meeting face-to-face in Clinton, North Carolina. We call it the Round Table. Everyone's invited and like for you to come. We'll send you an email with the street address and exact times and such as that. No charge. We'll have some refreshments and food, and have a chance to meet each other and talk small business for a little bit. Next week on Monday night, we'll be doing the legacy part of this series, which is wrapping up the long haul series, and I think you'll really enjoy it. You'll get a little bit of taste of it tonight, what we're talking about. Then on Tuesday night, on May 26th, we'll be starting a brand new Advanced Academy course on maintaining positive cash flow. So this will be a new course. It'll be a Tuesday night event. For those of y'all that are tired of Mondays and Thursdays, we'll go to Tuesdays. And we'll do that for 3 consecutive Tuesday nights, and you're certainly all welcome to join in there as well. A lot of study guides have been sent to you related to this event tonight. They're all good, all important. I suggest that you do save your study guides so that someday you can refer back to them for referrals and get some good advice, maybe save you some money, help you dodge some bullets there. I have been keeping up with attendance. We got a lot of perfect attendance, which I really appreciate. So proud of you folks for doing that. Depending on the number of classes that you attend and Participation in your homework determines what certificates that you're qualified for. And we've got just a bunch of certificates that have been printed. I'm supposed to pick them up tomorrow, as a matter of fact, do the signing and get them ready for presentations Thursday night or mailing out next week after we finish our Monday night session. Had a lot of attendance in this class, and certainly I'm thankful for you. Our classes are all about you, and we have our topics and our subject matters, but I really enjoy getting information from you that you ask me to include more subject matters or talk about maybe something that you're facing you'd like us to discuss. I'm glad to do that. So it's all about you, and we're so happy to do that. Let's say highlights and talk about our heroes. This is Veronica. She's with us tonight. You can give her a wave. She's there on your screen. Veronica has her an Eyes Heart Senior Care and Home Care Services. Got her own business, started recruiting customers and recruiting help right now. So we'll pull in for you and know how busy you must be. And extra congratulations. I picked up on Facebook. This was a great promotion, very good. Celebrating 27 years as a nurse, and man, that's a great picture. That's good stuff. I like the way you did that. Good presentation. Thanks for sharing. And also, she did for us a rewrite on the 30 drill skills. They're in your study guides. They're a lot better than the text that I sent you to begin with. So you can look at my text and the videos and then check out what Veronica's suggestions are. Good information, and she's given me permission to use this as a teaching tool, which I plan to do that. Sarita, our senior member of the Academy, I think she's visiting a grandchild tonight, so she's maybe out of touch, but she's been a great help and great member of the Academy, and she's the senior member. She's been really busy with her Facebook posts and setting up pop-up events in Clinton this past week, and she's taking on some new products and promoting those on Facebook, and looking forward to maybe trying those out Thursday night. I'll ask her to bring some samples. Matter of fact, let me say right now, for those of you that are coming Thursday night, bring any handouts, bring any information you'd like to about your business. You'll have the opportunity to stand up and talk about it a little bit and share any information or product samples that you have. Sonia Roberts, our main roofing contractor in Charlotte, a regular member of the Academy and joins our webinars regularly. And Kia, I'm sorry I spelled your name wrong here, forgive me, but we love you and we appreciate all that you're doing. Looking forward, hopefully, to see you Thursday night as well and help you and tell us more about your cleaning business. Let me mute that microphone there just 1 second. Jessica Melvin's going to be with us as well. I hadn't had a chance to meet Jessica. She's from over at Salemburg. We'll learn what business activities she's going for, as well as Amber Sampson. Amber is starting a costume business, so that's going to be very interesting. Looking forward to learning lots about that. Sherry McQuarrie, I don't think is coming Thursday night, but she did come last year. We had a great pleasure meeting her and her mother. She's writing on a book and plans to share it with everyone this fall and move forward. And here's David. David is with us tonight. David gets an extra congratulations because he finally got his videos up and running and got them posted and doing a lot of fresh marketing on Facebook. And David, we all pulling for you and hope that starts bringing you in some good retail business. Here's a picture of David in his video. Took a picture of it. You're looking good, my man, looking good. You'll see that hood up as if you're working on it and see some signs on the door. So things are moving forward. That's what it takes. We have to get it started. Edna Jackson's in Tarboro, Master 5 associate, a very loyal member of the Academy and stays with us often. Jennifer King and Delway, just getting started with the Academy. I hadn't had the chance to meet Jennifer. Looking forward to it. She's coming over Thursday night, so we'll get to see her. She's doing pop-up events with different types of makeup and other factors, and kind of excited about seeing maybe she can bring some products and samples as well. And there's Christina, been 100% attendance this semester, and I think in both classes. She has her pet sitting service up and running. And Christina, I'm going to be going back and forth to White Lake this week a few times. I might be able to find you and catch you and say hello, and hopefully Thursday night as well. Chessa Freeman is our representative in the active Army military. She's stationed up in Virginia and comes in when she can. She's her dream is to start a group home in Fayetteville, and we're looking forward to helping her. And there's Shannon. Shannon's with us tonight. Been with us for the entire semester in both classes, 100% attendance. We appreciate that, and look forward to seeing and meeting and shaking your hand on Thursday night, Shannon. Jennifer DeLeon in Dudley, serving the greater Goldsboro and Eastern Carolina area. Been 100% attendance, and certainly very, very active. She has done all of her homework assignments and excelled in everything, and really doing a great job in being active. Here's Dr. Mary. Hey there, good to see you back tonight. Looking forward to learning more and more about your business with your new website and your videos, the fairy godmother of education. So thank you for your attendance and all the things that you've shared. I will get to mention that Veronica and Mary and Jennifer all have completed 100% of the homework assignments and more, and have just helped us all with a lot of good information, and we certainly do appreciate that. And Mary's new book is out now and available, and looks like a good read, so check that out at Amazon. Let's get it ordered and help her move forward. Justin been with us 100% of attendance as well with his new cleaning business. Well, not new, he's been in business a while, but he's really promoting it now, getting up and running. Hey, Justin, it's good to see you with us tonight. And I hope all this activity you're doing with your promotions is bringing in some good business. And we're certainly looking forward to seeing you and meeting you on Thursday night. Hope Satcher is in Murphy, way over almost in the other states. She is a registered nurse as well, and has a wellness program going on where she does meetings with folks, interviews, different exercises with group events and blogs, and just very active helping people. And so happy for her. She's been joining the academy on and off now for maybe 3 or 4 years, and so good to see her trying to help folks like she does, no doubt. Carolyn Johnson and Graham, a good long-term member as well, and always happy to see Carolyn and thankful for her. I sent to you one of the handouts I sent to you. I asked Carolyn to give us some comments on self-care and how important it is to look after yourself. Your business can't last any longer than you do. So Carolyn put together some good information for us. I shared that for you in your handouts that have been sent to you. Very, very good information. So this is all about you. We're looking forward to hearing from you. Send me more information, and we'll promote your business all we can, not only here in class, but also I post your information on our different Facebook pages and send them out to people so a lot of people can see them. I have over 5,000 friends, and I share this stuff there, and then they share it with other people. So get active, get busy, stay with the academy, and we'll do all we can to help you move forward. The plan's all about you. This is the long haul series, and our purpose is to see if we can figure out the little things that we can do in our business that we have seen other companies do through the years that have helped them make it for the long haul. That's our objective. And we started our first week looking at a famous business that's been around a long, long time. That was the Nathan's Hot Dog folks. And then we moved closer to home with the Brightleaf organization over at Carolina Packers in Smithfield and talked about them a little bit. Then we talked about a local restaurant, Little Stacy's here, does a great job in her sustainability, the things she's doing. Then we went down to Elizabethtown and looked at a car wash operation, the smallest business that we highlight, but indeed one of the strongest. I've been there a long, long time and keeps right on going, so glad to talk about the various things that they did. Then last week we talked about Carly C's. Folks in eastern North Carolina are familiar with the Carly C's label. That's a grocery store chain, independent operation now with some, I think, 31 different stores throughout eastern North Carolina and Virginia. And let me ask you, do you recognize this little face? Anybody recognize that face? If you do, go over onto the chat board and tell me what brand or label you think this face goes with. Let's just think about and see the importance of a logo or a picture or a brand. Anybody gonna give me that information? How about it? Let's see who's typing in chat here. I got one answer here. How about it? Mm-hmm. All right, bring it on. Let's see, there a few folks do it. Well, I agree. It is the Gerber face, the Gerber baby. They've been around a long time, and they've done some unique, very unique things, and some things that are interesting for North Carolina as well. So we'll dive deep into that a little bit later. What are the little things that these folks are doing that help them make it for a long time? What sets them apart? That's what we're all about. So what's our challenges? What's our challenges as we approach this subject matter tonight? I want us to know that we're challenged with our improving our networking techniques and ideas, getting on the AI train one way or the other, realizing how important it is for small business owners. Always remembering customer service and hospitality are the continuing factors with any business for the long term, and setting a personal goal of being in a league of our own, doing things in such a way that we become very special, very unique, better than the rest, and work hard to be in a league of our own, as some of these long-term businesses that we're going to talk about tonight have certainly done. So please go over to the chat, share a little information about your business, what you do, what you might say to your other classmates here about why they should say hello to you, or what type of services that you might offer. Just make that introduction and get used to doing that. Some folks haven't done it before, so let me encourage you to do that. Step out, introduce yourself to everyone, talk about your business goals, your next steps, ask questions of the individual. You can send messages to the group or to individuals through the chat message program there. So make that go to work for you. And y'all been really, really good at that. I've encouraged you earlier to share Facebook messages with each other to start helping increase your number of followers. And I really appreciate those of y'all that dived into that and made it work for everybody. I invite you to come to my Facebook page, become a follower or a liker or whatever, and then go to every single one of my friends that you'd like and invite them to follow you as well, and create that. Any way that I can help you increase your exposure on Facebook, I'll certainly be glad to do that. So just remember that. Remember also that as you're increasing those numbers, that Facebook has a limit per day that you can add. So they may tell you that's all you can add today, but there's no reason that you can't just come on back and keep it going again. And I look forward to working with you. Monica, good to see you back on board with us tonight. Thank you so much. What did you do with AI this week? What did you do? Well, I decided to jump in whole hog. I did. I decided that I was going to get AI to help me create this new cash flow series we're getting ready to start later on in the month. I've been using Google AI and just loving it. Very easy to operate, but I paid the dues and jumped in with GPT or G whatever it is. Paid the dues, and they had about 5 different things I could keep adding up, and they, where it cost me more and more money, and I did all those things, and they charged my credit card. And then I came back to it a couple of days later and started working on what I was going to try to do. And I just hit a solid roadblock. I didn't have any luck at all in making progress. I've got to learn to navigate that. So my challenge is in front of me. And I spent an hour on it today and made zero progress. Felt very frustrated. They kept sending me back to the place where I sign in. And so I'm sure it's something I'm not doing right. So I may reach out to some of you guys and ask for a little help on that, because I'm not getting anywhere with GPT, and I'm looking forward to working with it. So the possibilities are endless. I'm seeing y'all doing such great work every day. So if you can do it, by golly, I can too. So I'm going to be going after it, no doubt about it. Customer service secrets. As we ended up our series for the long haul, I think that sometimes we just have to get back to the basic. The main thing customers want from you is for you to be there when you need you. The dedication that you make to your students, to your customers, to your friends, to your clients, to your associates is be available. Let them know that you can be dependent on to answer the phone, to answer an email when it comes back, to be there with a steady hand, to talk and be a good listener. That sense of friendship, that sense of availability is so very important for a long-term business relationship. And I know that so many of you can understand exactly what I'm talking about. But an attitude of, yes, I'm glad to give you the time. I took a call today from a gentleman up in upstate New York who had bought a rotary tiller from his neighbor. The neighbor had bought the rotary tiller from me about 15 years ago. And this gentleman is in his 80s, and he's trying to figure out how to make it work with his tractor. And I've talked to him about 4 or 5 times. And he starts off every conversation by apologizing for taking up my time on something that I didn't get started with him or make any money from him, so to speak. Now, I have no pleasure at all telling him, or no problem at all saying it's not a problem. I welcome your calls. I'm here to call. I look forward to you calling and helping you and getting to know you. So we've now, after 5 calls, have started creating a little relationship. And it does take up my time, but I come to work to be bothered. You know, I come to work to be interrupted. So that's part of being a salesman and offering customer service. And as he gets that message, I'm sure that he, if he has the opportunity, will refer other folks to us and to our company to do it, because we are available and other people are as well. And the incredible power of hospitality just can move mountains. And the base of hospitality is to make people feel at home when they're dealing with you. You want them to have that sense of ease, to know that they can be transparent because you're being transparent too. And a lot of that has to do with active listening. Being a good listener goes a long, long way to opening up, giving someone the chance to open up so they can tell you what's on their mind, and you don't have to try to figure it out by reading between the lines. But listening is so very important, and we have to work at that. Today in that conversation, when I was talking to the gentleman in New York, and he's a good talker, generally I had to just sit, not had to, but I sit and listened. I held my breath a time or two instead of interrupting and jumping in to try to move the conversation on, and just was patient. And that proved to help the conversation be more productive for both of us. So try to be an active listener. Trying to give your customers insight as to what might go wrong with the service or the product you're providing. What are the safeguards they need to have in place to get the maximum benefit of the service that you're providing or the product that you're providing? You know, with your history with other customers, you know where folks have trouble. You know what's going on. I was kind of disappointed today with the AI group that they didn't have a message up there. If you're a beginner, go here for a how-to lesson, that would have been a very nice thing for them to do. I try to give, when I sell a piece of equipment to a customer, try to give them a troubleshooting hints right away, so they don't have to call me up and ask for them, because I know they're going to have some troubles. And instead of making them get excited or anxious about it and call me up with a negative thing, these frequently asked questions, especially for troubleshooting with equipment, really go a long way to help people. So be proactive as you're doing that, and keep your connection personal. Be warmth and willing to let the people share with you what's on their mind without you taking offense to it, because we indeed grow in our knowledge, grow in our savvy of how to help customers by getting feedback from them, and to get the best feedback when you're open to doing that. Being in a league of your own is a goal that all of us can do it. What is the person? What is the company that you know of, a personal company that you've done business with for a long time, maybe in your community, in your area, that they're kind of in a league of their own, the way they do business? And over in, I think in terms of in this, I did Carly C's last week, but I've used to go back and forth to Emerald Isle for 35 years every weekend, and going through Beulahville, I remembered the Whaley's grocery store there. Because we would pull in there to buy meats for the weekend events and such as that. And that family, the family was at the meat market. The family was up at the cash registers. That family was up putting up stuff. It was a family operation, probably still is. But really got to know those folks and how they treated their customers, put them in a league of their own. And I want my business to be that way, and I feel like that it is, or it was, and my new owners are keeping that legacy going on. So what are you doing about that? Well, there's one that I think we can all agree on, and that's the Gerber Company that we talked about earlier. They are truly in a league of their own. Because in 1927, over in Michigan, Frank Gerber was the first person actually to get in the baby food business. And he started straining baby foods and peas and prunes and carrots. And by golly, isn't that something? Someone had to start it, right? Well, Mr. Gerber got it started in 1928, and the product is still going on. So when we think about our slices of life history and feeding our little babies as they come along, we all can remember the yellow-looking foods that didn't look like food, but the babies just loved it. Spoon feeding those babies, and that brings us back all kind of good memories and such as that about feeding your children and your grandchildren. And old Gerber was right in the middle of it, because that picture and that trademark was a part of our daily life. And when our businesses can be a part of our customers' daily life with things they need and with things they want, by golly, you're making a name for yourselves. So in 29, he started nationwide distribution. But really, marketing came into play, because really what set that business on fire was they realized that they could set up their own displays in the grocery stores. And I noticed that this past weekend when I went to the grocery store, how some of the most exciting and successful companies for years and years and years, when you go in the grocery store, they have their own display set up, all advertising and such as that, where Gerber was the first company ever to start that. And it's gone a long, long way. How do we do that in our little businesses? These pop-up events. When you're setting up your pop-up events, you're doing exactly what Gerber was doing moving forward. In 1960, he came forward with the glass models, and then started expanding the line with things people need and things people want, with baby bottles, Gerber baby toys, and went on. And in 1967, guess what? Insurance. So Gerber is insuring people from the time they're in babies all the way for their entire life, for the rest of their life. And now they are one of the largest insurance companies around, with more than 2 million policies, active policies, even at this point in time. That is why they're in a league of their own, because they have diversified to the point to keep customers coming and coming in different types of customers. They diversified into selling foods in plastic tubs. In the 90s, they went into juices, just like they've been a pace setter. They own 61% of the baby food market in 2017, have over 190 products and selling them in 80 countries. I would say they are setting the stage for a lot of stuff. They are in a league of their own. Over in the mountains of North Carolina, Gerber had a major, and probably I think still does, has a major processing plant over there, processing North Carolina apples into baby food. So they've got a local link that makes it special as well. So keep that in mind. Remember, when we look at that Gerber label in the stores, they've been around a long time because they do it right. They keep doing the things right. So our primary topics tonight are the customer generational issues, staffing, leadership training, and our ultimate goal to build a business that will last for many, many generations on our own. Customer differences. Do y'all know the 5 different generations that are involved? So after tonight, I want you to have a good idea of what the different ones are and why. What's the point? The point is, I hope that you'll see, as I have, that the different generations think differently. I didn't really get into this because I've been in my own bubble as a baby boomer, just coming along with my natural progression through the years and thinking that pretty much everybody that I'm going to do business with kind of thinks like I do. And they listen to the same music and on and on and on, but that's definitely not the case. We're wise enough now to know that. So we tonight are going to look at, and I'll encourage you to think about how your business can be affected by considering the different impact that the generations will have on you. I've given you lots of good reading here, and we can't spend the time with all these numbers in the presentation tonight, but I want you to know you have the numbers before you, and we'll encourage you to, this weekend is to look over these and give some thoughts to how this can affect your business, because behavioral differences, authenticity, you can see that things change, different importance that the different generations put on items and makes a major difference. For example, why don't you look at me or look at with me the product service issues, the considerations. Notice that baby boomers, according to AI, that baby boomers put 94% importance on product quality and service. However, Gen Z, which is still a major purchasing item, it's only 77%. So what does that mean? So what? Why would they do that? Because as we're doing our different advertising, we want to think about the messaging we're sending out. We want to use the right buzzwords and use the right terms to describe what our goals are and these different considerations that people have, why they will or will not buy from you, so you can put more emphasis where you need to do it. And also, when you're interviewing folks, people coming to you to do business with you, you would want to think about, well, I'm having an interview with someone that's a baby boomer or a millennial or a Gen X. I don't think about what things are more important to them, maybe the way they think, and that'd give me more professionalism in the presentation that I take to them. So to reach out and touch and earn their business, we need to customize our messaging so it be best understood. We got to give wide open, big time, wide open welcomes. And our messaging cannot be that we're turning on or turning off the different generations because of how old someone is. We need to send that message. We don't know when someone's going to call Veronica about needing some home help service for a loved one. That person that's calling may be in their 20s, and the person they're calling for may be in their 80s. And Veronica's going to need to have the ability to understand what makes the 20s people tick, what turns them on, what turns them on, and then in the middle of the conversation, the phone may be handed over to this person's mother, who was calling for a granddaddy, and then we change generations right away. And if we're in our bubble and don't have the ability to be flexible with the different generations, it's going to put us at the disadvantage. The more flexibility we have and understanding of the way we need to tailor our conversations and presentations will give us a great advantage, or we'll be able to talk the talk with whoever we're talking to. Closing deals, as we talked about last week on Thursday night, the different phrases we use, different gestures we use will be different with the different generations. So preparation has a lot to do with where we go from there. As we create our friends and our customers, one of our goals is always going to be able to create a raving fan customer. And that takes special emphasis on how are we going to be able to 100% satisfy this particular customer. And as we'll see later on, that satisfaction has a lot to do, indeed, with the with what factors it takes to satisfy them. Because just as we talked about earlier, the different generations will have different concerns for each one of them. So let's just talk about that a little bit. Take a look at your slide if you can look at it. There's a lot of information here, and this was emailed to you earlier today, so you can actually have an email you can study. But I'm giving you the different ages here, and the average age for the baby boomer now is 71. So at 79 right now, I'm 8 years older than the average boomer, and it's pretty interesting. And the average medium income for a baby boomer, and when I asked AI to give me these numbers, I told them to exclude everyone that had an income of over $1 million. I wanted to look at the rest of the world as we were talking tonight. So the $1 million income people are not included in these numbers. This is what's left. So the average baby boomer now at 65 years old is their income is around $56,000. Now, amazingly, you go down one step to the Gen X, who is 46 to 61. That average income is $116,000, twice as much. Pretty amazing, isn't that? How much difference there is there. Millennials are down a little bit. That's 35 to 45, and then the Gen Z. What I found quite interesting there, Gen Zs are up at 14 to 29, with an average of 20 to 24, or at $40,000, a little over 40. So I've also given you the life expectancy. So what? Well, listen, if you don't have a company that's going to be in business for, you're looking at your age and how long you want to be running your company, and you're saying, well, I want my business to be here for another 35 or 40 years. Then look at these numbers and decide, well, if I start doing business now with the millennial, and their average age is 37 years old, and I don't serve them until they're about 67 years old, then I probably need to learn their language. I need to get good at understanding the way they understand things, and what's important to them needs to be important to me. Even you might be a baby boomer now, but indeed, if you want your business to last and last, we're going to need to give this serious consideration. If you're selling high ticket items, and mainly the folks that are buying your products are people that are in the earning range of $100,000 plus a year, then this tells you exactly you need to fine tune your business to the Gen X operation if you want to be in business a long time. They're at 53 years old average. They got the big bucks coming in. So by golly, maybe that's who you want to target as you're looking at building a customer base of the people that have the best potential of doing business with you. Of course, we also can see that as the millennials get a little older, their average age is 37 now, but apparently as they increase in age, their earnings are going to increase as well. as it has for the Gen X. So this gives us an opportunity to see who our customers are and may be, what kind of money they may be making, and how that might affect your business. And each business is a little bit different, no doubt. And this was the most interesting page that I found as I was studying yesterday and putting this slide together for you, is that from the baby boomers all the way down to the Gen A's, I asked AI to tell me what brands that these generation groups are most interested in, give me good examples, and tell me where they're finding their advertising, what advertising is most important to them. So David, you'll find this interesting as we talked about our Facebook experiences a little earlier, and that notice that the baby boomers up at the top, the brands that really they're connecting with and recognize first is Amazon and Band-Aid, Dawn dishwashing materials, I'm sure, Kellogg's and Ford. Those brand names are important to them. So as you're looking at different products that you're going to add to as your profit centers, this would be good information for you to have. You could go back to AI and say, I'm thinking about adding a certain brand of hunting supplies. What hunting supplies are most popular with the different generations, and you will get an instant feedback on any question that you ask. So using this information with AI can give you an insight to the best way for you to sell your products. Notice that Facebook showed up as a marketing tool for the baby boomers, Gen X, and millennials, but it fell off with the 14 to 29. Facebook became less popular with them, but YouTube and TikTok became the big issues for them. Here's a good example. I've never done anything on TikTok except seen some of their films that come out. So I hear some of my younger friends, teenagers, grandchildren, younger folks that are using TikTok all the time. So let me ask here, we've got a good wide range of folks on board with us tonight. How many of you are using TikTok as a marketing tool for your business? Give me a yes or no. TikTok, yes or no? Monica saying yes, so thank you very much. So according to this, if we are looking at doing business with 29-year-olds, we might want to consider learning more about TikTok. And definitely if we're doing business with 29 years old, we definitely want to be into YouTube. Notice that YouTube has been very popular with the millennials as well. And I want to tell you, I think that YouTube should have been number one on all of these, because I'm just seeing reflections across the board how important that is. Instagram and Facebook, such as that, which of these marketing tools are you guys using? We got one. Buzzwords. What words do you want to include in your marketing and advertising to turn on or turn off different folks? Well, we want to turn on folks. I found it interesting that really different information was important. The baby boomers are interested in trusted and reliable and heritage. Gen X, time saving. Millennials, community, wellness, sustainable. So I see this wellness issue, and I think about several of you members of our class tonight are interested in wellness issues, so that plays right in. And then very interesting, the Gen X got into ethical, transparent, authentic. That kind of surprised me a little bit. Those issues I would have thought would have been found only with the baby boomers, but not the case. So there are some surprises here. And then, of course, when we get down to the young folks, 0 to 13, and the people shopping for them is interactive, fun, have a good time type thing. So we play that into our marketing as we go forward. Over in the core topics, we talked about different types of pricing a few weeks ago, and this research led me into I need to add a different type of pricing in our studies and in our recommendation called mission-based pricing. I had seen it used before, but I had never heard the term mission-based pricing, but I see where it's coming in, and I see why I need to be teaching it and sharing it with you. That's when you set up a price based on you buy this product from me, and I'll make a contribution to someone else. We see a lot of socks and shoe companies on TV that say, hey, when you buy one of these from me, we donate one to someone else. That type of motivation is important for certain generations, and it may be something that you can use in your business that would be very, very helpful and productive for you to think about. I had thought about doing that in my business before, but it's one of those things I thought about it and didn't ever get around to it. I think I will give it serious consideration at this point because it's becoming more and more popular for the millennials and the Gen Z. And a lot of you folks, a lot of you are thinking about types of products and services that this might play in to your market and help you a lot. So in general, good information across the board, focusing on the baby boomers, giving you good in-depth information there. Gen X, millennials, Generation Z, and of course, Generation A, of course, the young ones. So what do we take away from this information? I would think and suggest that we need a multi-channel approach. In other words, we would need to mix the messages in our marketing so that we're sending out a sentence here and a slogan there and a phrase there that will be attractive to the different generations, and we make sure we don't leave anyone out. But we make sure we do extra effort to send a good message to our targeted customer group that we think will be our best customers. We need to personalize our communications so that the different generations can hear that buzzword. We want to talk about customer service across all channels. We want to talk about building trust and credibility with all of our channels, and consider that overlapping these preferences will be a good idea in single ads. Remember, we talked about we want to keep that fresh bait in the water. When we send out that fresh bait, when we send out our continuing messaging, each message we might want to consider having a message for the different generations so that they pick up a clear signal. And then we also want to send out some messages that are mixed for all the generations and let them know and hear that you and your company have a wide open welcome to all the ages. That will turn folks on. Now, you may get it, and I may get it, and we may start making progress, but if we have employees or receptionists or people that are representing our company that are blind to all this, then we're going to be disadvantaged. The leadership and the knowledge you have needs to be transmitted to other people that represent you. And it's up to me and you as owners and leaders of your business to know this and to help your employees or your representatives learn these lessons that we're learning now. You can use the videos that I'm going to send to you, these handouts, or you can encourage them to get involved to get the information to do that. But we have to meet the changing needs for the changing generations with our staffing, the way they communicate with people, knowing that we need to be flexible, knowing we don't have built-in negative issues because someone's either young or old or is dealing with certain things that you're not used to dealing with. Having a good study guide will go a long way to helping us get past that. Another consideration now with generations are you as owner and leader need to be ready to transition your business to your next generation that's coming in to help you behind you. It's only a matter of time before you're going to be ready to sell or pass on or transition into new leadership into your business. It's not going to grow until we learn to delegate, right? So we have to bring folks in. So as we're talking, we're bringing people in. Are we limited to bringing people in that are your age, dealing now, or you know, give some consideration to, I probably should hire someone out of this particular generation. It's going to take them 10 years to learn what's going on, and at that point in time, realize what age they will be and what position they will be in to deal with your customer group. This is getting kind of deep, and give some serious consideration to every kind of business, and every situation will be a little bit different here. But through the years, I found in many situations I was better off to hire someone that had already retired, even though they were in a generation older than I was, because you know I found out real soon that they could identify with a lot of my customer group. And then I learned that, wow, when I hired a new sales manager one time, and he had a totally different personality and way of dealing with things than I do, and I really was nervous about it because I didn't think we could get along. But the bottom line is the diversity we had. I had a lot of customers that I'd never been able to connect with that he automatically connected with them. So give that some consideration. Think about it. Open the door to saying, well, this person, maybe I don't particularly do things the way they do, but a lot of people do. And that's a whole different customer group that you might be able to be bringing into to the way you're doing business. Trainings don't be impossible. Talking to them about where they stand with the generations, what kind of information they have. And then they may be like me and maybe like you. I just never thought about this seriously before. Well, my friend, I'm telling you, it's worth the time to think about it seriously. It is a deal. Looking across the board with our folks that are on board tonight, thinking about Sherry, new coming into the business world, trying to help other people with what you're doing. And Sherry, you're going to be dealing with these younger generations 100%. And Mary, you're dealing with your children issues and also your books and advice to older generations. It's just pretty darn amazing with the mix that we have right here. Johnson, you're dealing with across the board with people of all ages, I'm sure, with your clientele, been in business a long time. So would you have any input on your experience with seeing new young folks coming in, starting their businesses with a different way of thinking about how you might be able to work with them?
Well, I can reiterate what you have already said, that where you and I and efficiency would make a difference to the Gen Z. They'll go down to the dollar store and pay $1.19 for a Coca-Cola, pull half of it out. You and I want to go to the food line and pay 99 cents for the same one and going to drink every drop of it. So I'm fortunate to have two of my daughters in here that are in the 35-year-old range, and they're helping me adjust, and it is an adjustment.
That's good. That's right. And I see that often as well with people just think and do things different. I had an occasion this past weekend during Mother's Day to spend some time with some of my granddaughters, and we went out to dinner and had a chance to share 2 or 3 hours together just to get a feel for how our lives are changing. Just so amazing the way different generations are approaching things. So the key strategies, when we're talking about moving our company and our business forward through the years, take time to do some planning. It's never too soon to start thinking about this. Think about the legal and financial considerations that may come into play. Actual operations, how's this going to work as I get older or as I bring in younger people? Am I going to be dealing with family? And man, that just complicates the whole world. It's one thing to do business with employees, and it's a whole different world to do business with family employees. So many other considerations that will do that, and it may make the difference altogether, the difference in the way that you go one way or the other. But my advice to you is give it some thought, do a little planning. Don't pull your hair out or worry about it to a great extent, but just be ready to go. My objective in telling you that those folks that plan instead of panic have the best opportunity to make it for the long haul. Those folks that know that there can be a plan B have to think about it ahead of time. So that's what we are encouraging you to do.
So, can I add one more comment that I really noticed? The Gen Zers are much more interested in convenience. That's going to pay $1.19 to get it done, and in pricing, they will pay a little more for convenience than you and I would pay.
That's so true, and as we talked about in our pricing webinars earlier, sometimes the message just needs to be is the happy ending, is everything is ready to go, already assembled, delivered, as you saying, everything is convenient and easy, and folks will pay the big price for it. They will up the ante and pay for it. And one great example of why we don't need to price our products too low is because there are some people that want to pay more for it to have more convenience, and there's a lot of profit opportunity for you when you take that into consideration. Do you want your business to just work for this year and next year and the next 10 or 15 years, or do you want it to last for 50, 60 years? Well, when you go past 20 years, you're going into different generations, and that's where this all comes into play, and that is our ultimate goal, is to last for many generations. I've had the honor and privilege of working with people this past week. As a matter of fact, every week it seems like I'll see and talk with people that are the sons and grandsons and granddaughters of the same customers that we did business with back in the 60s. And that is so rewarding to have those people come back to you, remember your business, remember your legacy and what you're about, and look forward to keep doing business with you. And when I sold my business last year, I was able to say to the new owners who were in their 30s and doing real well, looking forward to feeling good about recommending my customers keep doing business with them and vice versa. And that's working out so good. They agreed to maintain the same values and customer service directions that our company was built on. And I'm seeing the old customers now recommending to new customers they stay with the new company, and that's a good feeling when you can see that happening. I want this new young married couple from a farmer family from Clinton to be able to make it for the long haul and to serve many generations. And I know the shore business can do that as well. But it takes planning. You have to be committed to it. So what are the little things that a new customer might be looking at your company and they're young, in a younger generation? What are some of the things that would turn them on and make them feel better about saying, I really enjoy doing business with Monica, and I can just see us doing business for years and years and years to come? Well, I'll tell you this right now. The very first message that you can send to them are your mission, vision, and promise statements. When people can see and read what's coming out of your heart and your mind and what you plan to do and be for the long term, that's as clear cut as you can get. That is being as transparent from your heart to your customer as you can be. So if you haven't gone that route, I want you to consider getting involved in that and being real serious with what you're doing. I can tell you that you can go to Dr. Mary Young's websites, which I sent you links to it, and Dr. Mary is with us tonight, and just so many good informations are out there. Veronica's done a great job with her mission, vision, and promise statements. David has too. It kind of reinforces us as individuals that I'm making a commitment to myself and to my family as much as I am to my customers and to the community, to run the right kind of business that will last for many generations and look forward to making that happen. So what are the main strategies that you might want to think about as we do this tonight? Having a strong foundation is going to let you last a long time, and people will recognize that you're built on strength. Having a customer-first attitude will always prevail. Given the sense that you are planning for the long term, even though you are a new and long company, new and just getting started company, your mindset is building a long-term relationship with a very strong team. You're diversifying your products and your services. You're getting outside expertise, bringing in as much innovation as you can, investing in sustainable practices, and people recognize this right off the top, and other things. But these are the top 5 things to make it happen. Your goal, like Gerber, like Nathan's Hot Dogs, was not only do I want to sell my products to you, I want to serve your grandchildren as well. And that type of commitment is not seen, not heard a lot by folks. And I'm encouraging you to be willing to say, I'm here for the long haul. We're going to stay here. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to live up to these mission, vision, and promise statements, and customers will recognize that. Now, each one of you in your own way will send that message out. Justin doing a really good job with messaging to your customers. Justin, I really like what you're doing. And get these messages into your videos that I'm building a business for the long term. And just say the words, not only do I want to serve you, but I want you to feel good about sending your children and your grandchildren to keep doing business as well. Use those terms. And there's a certain group of people there that will recognize that and want to do business with you. Again, the different way you say it will apply to the different generations. So think about that. Use these study guides and see how you can turn them into affecting your business. Let me show you some companies or some businesses that you may have seen that have done all these things. They're still doing it every day. They make it work. So let's talk about going over towards Greenville, just outside of Greenville. Anyone that has gone to East Carolina and stayed over there for a few years, they've heard of Bees Barbecue. It's a really nice, real little establishment. You can walk in, but most people walk in and get their barbecue and leave. They've been at it since 1978, and it's just a little family operation operating a little room. They cook the pig every day, and when the pig runs out, they close up. They serve it till it goes out. But Bees Barbecue, for East Carolina fans, they've all heard of it, and they just keep right on doing it right. So we're proud of Bees and want to give them a shout because they are in a league of their own. Small business, profitable business, here to stay for the long term. A huge business that's been here for a long time. I first went to the sanitary fish market down at Morehead City, I guess in the mid-60s with my daddy. My daddy was a good friend of the fellow that owns it. And the sanitary fish market on the North Carolina coast is one of the most famous restaurants because of a lot of things they do really special. And the main thing it is they got great hospitality, great service, and a menu that's just unreal. And they've been at it since 1938. and still pumping out good seafood. If you've heard of any of these restaurants, just go over to the chat and say, I've heard of it or I've eaten there. Share with the class your experiences here, Boo. And if you hadn't been to the sanitary and you go to Morehead City, it's worth walking in, looking around, and maybe looking. It's a huge restaurant, serve a lot of people. It's right on the waterfront. Just a lot going on. They have a menu that's a gourmet style menu or it's a calabash style menu, whichever you want. In other words, you can order about anything that you want there that's related to seafood, reasonable prices in today's world, and great service. But one of their famous calling cards is this hallway they have, the Hall of Fame. They have all these photographs there of celebrities and notable people that have been to the restaurant and had their pictures taken with the staff and owners for so many years. It's a history lesson there. I guess you'll find every governor and every senator and every politician and editor, baseball player and athlete who's ever come through the Crystal Coast has a picture there, and it's just pretty amazing. Now, in Morehead City, I lived there for a couple of years. Pretty much everything, the history of Morehead City and Beaufort is documented with mileposts related to hurricanes through the years. And the sanitary has survived a lot of hurricanes and a lot of high water, but they're still there doing a great job. So I encourage you to check them out. They are in a league of their own. And then you don't have to drive but 3 miles to find another restaurant, Ale's Drive-In. That is one of the oldest drive-in curb service type restaurants in the state. Very popular. So down there is just a really good place to go, where the wait staff comes out to your car with their trays and serves you on your window, kind of old-timey style. And they've been doing it since 1959. Got some really great cheeseburgers there, so I suggest you give them a try. I've been there. A lot of folks in this generation have never experienced a drive-in restaurant like this, so you might enjoy that. Now, my number one favorite place in North Carolina, period, maybe in the whole United States, period, is a 1935 restaurant called the Sunnyside Oyster Bar in Williamston, North Carolina. Williamston is down on the coast, about 40, 50 miles east of Greenville, and the Sunnyside is kind of special. They're still in that building they started in 1935, and a few of the walls have been painted, but not all of them. But what's all about here is hospitality and customer service. People come here, and it's an event, it's an occasion. I'm telling you, we got notice last week that they've just closed down for the season. I guess they'll open back up in September. But the Sunnyside Oyster Bar is an experience that you would really enjoy with your loved ones and your family to go. Folks come in here for many years. This is my family there for Christmas 3 years ago. We try to make a trip once a year with the family and fill up that oyster bar and enjoy good seafood and fellowship as we are. Here we are in 2023, sitting around having a ball. Here, this is me right here where the cursor's dancing. My wife Norma, my son Vince here, my daughter Sarah and Mary, and all their loved ones involved. So I think we had 17 there that night. So it's a good place to go. And folks that we go there every year, and the same folks are there that night that we saw last year or year before, back like that. When you have a business that people want to come back to year after year, you're in a league of your own. That's what the Sunnyside Oyster Bar does for you. So what are we all about? Let's go through this slide and kind of read it together. I think it kind of wraps up what I'm hoping that our goals are. And as we conclude these webinars, let's remember that you are doing important work. Building a business is not all that is happening in this world, because opportunities are being created, problems are being solved, the future is being shaped, your future is being shaped. So you need to believe in your potential to make a difference. You need to let your passion be your guide and your determination be your fuel. There is a greatness in each of you. You can achieve incredibly good things. So let's work together, all your classmates and all the academy. Let's work together to bring your vision to life. And I want to thank you so personally for joining us, for being a part of this, for being a part every week. And I'm already getting messages that some of you are planning on coming to our next session, and all of you are welcome. That's the attitude that you want to have with your classmates and with your associates. Open the door to them and let them know they're needed and they're wanted, and we all together can do some great things. We can make some great things happen for ourselves and for other people. I guess what I say in my mission, vision, and promise statements, I ended up with the final statement in the vision is I want to be a whole lot less me and a whole lot more like Jesus. Because I think when we can take that as a guide, we're not going to go wrong when we're doing the best that we can be to help other people, to love other people, to be a blessing to other people. So many folks from today are saying as a greeting or a salutation, have a blessed day. Well, I want to tell you, you can give people a blessed day if you are a blessing to them. And every transaction, every conversation, a little statement, a little encouragement, a little lightness, a little less stress, you're being a blessing to other people, because we all need that, especially in today's world. There's a lot of tension and stress and war and killing and viruses and pandemics, and people have all this stuff on their mind and they're worried about it. The folks with young children worried about what's their life going to be like in the future, seeing these bad things happening and things to be worried about. Lighten the load just a little bit for a few minutes for yourself and everyone else, and say, this is a great day. How can we be a blessing to these folks that we're working with? Yeah, no matter what generation you're in, that'll make a difference for you. So thank you, everybody, for being with us tonight. I hope the generation thing hasn't bored you. I know there's a lot of numbers and a lot to consider, but it's a big deal. It is a big deal, and the way that we can apply it in our businesses are important. I don't keep working at it. This is my only second year that I've taught this in applications, but each year I learn more about different applications that we can help our classmates apply these lessons. So the generation thing, what's it going to do for your business? So thank you all for being with me tonight. Next week, we're going to be talking about your legacy, a legacy that will outlive you and your business, or outlive you as your business lives on. Any comments will be welcome. Thank you for being with me tonight. And again, I'll send out a special email to all of you about the Thursday night event in Clinton. I would appreciate an RSVP. You are invited to bring a guest with you. There is no charge. We'll have some refreshments and some good time and get the chance to meet each other. It will not be a heavy-duty study meeting. It'll be very informal. And dress business casual. Okay. All right. Any comments?
Hey, Steve. Just wanted to say hey to everybody.
Hey, Sherry. Good to hear from you. Have you had a good day?
I did. I hope y'all did too.
Yes, indeed. Well, I got a sense last week that you're not going to be able to make the trip again, but we're going to miss you Thursday night.
Yeah, I have to work. Dang.
All right. Well, maybe you make it the next time. All right.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Steve, it was an excellent presentation, timely and useful for everyone.
Thank you, Johnson. It's not an easy subject to teach because there's so much variables there, but I sincerely think that we need to consider it.
Yeah, you hit a lot of good points.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all. Jennifer, I hope you're well tonight.
I am. Sorry I popped in late, but work was crazy when I got here, so I didn't have a chance to get away.
Well, I'm glad you're busy, and I hope you'll find some time to rest tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Well, like to say at Walton's Mountain, good night, John Boy. Y'all have a good one.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
See you.